Welcome to the Smackdown Penitentiary.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming to the Smackdown Penitentiary. Today, there's no dice, but it's me, your man Vic, and the executive consultant. What's going on, fam? How you doing? You know, it'd be nice if you would mute yourself so that people can hear you. You know, you should have. There you go.
Yeah, okay. All right, look, I'm okay. I just watched Smackdown. I was a little late, on uptake because it's Sunday and SmackDown's Friday. But I just watched it. Now ready to talk about it.
Oh, yeah?
And why does this Zach guy know all the days there are? It's National Waffle and Natural Peach Pie Day. I'm not a fan of peach pie. And I prefer pancakes, but a waffle is good.
I love peach pie. I can eat peach pie all day. Straight up. Peach pie is the best. So let's talk about something European. How did you like this crowd? I just want to say
I thought they were great.
I thought it was
great.
And shout out to Dublin.
And the beginning of it, I didn't know that Dublin never had a televised event.
Me neither.
Right? It makes sense because they don't do televised events overseas that much before, right? But they never had a televised event, and they chanted at the beginning to Becky Lynch they deserved it. And I honestly think they did because they did a phenomenal job.
Fact.
Once again, showing up the American crowd, who I think has been better over the last year, quite frankly. But they've been showing up the American crowd. I thought Dublin had a good time.
I mean, look, I don't think the American crowd is ever going to get like that because we're spoiled. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We get it all the time. They've never had TV. Come on now. You know what I mean? We've all had TV. They've never had it. Like, of course. I bet you they go to Dublin a couple of times, it's going to die down. Just like in London. You know what I mean?
Well,
all those people probably have to go to London.
Anything that you do over and over and over again is going to lose a little bit of excitement. But they're not going to go. But, I mean, they're going – yeah, I'm going to vent real quick since I probably newsflash won't be on Raw the next 2 weeks. But the fact of the matter is I don't know why WWE is going to Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza. I know this is like left field. The shit pisses me the freak off. I'm exaggerating. This shit pisses me the freak off, man. Pisses me the freak off.
You know what? I think it's because that stadium is big. I really think that's what it is.
They're not going to the stadium. They're going to the arena.
That's crazy. Yeah, that makes no sense.
No, it's WrestlePalooza. But my thing is, my problem with it is how many PLEs do we get a year on the main roster? I'm just throwing. I don't know the exact number. Just throw a number out.
Probably 15. Maybe.
No, it's probably like
it feels like 2 a month now.
It's 10. It's they cut it down tremendously over the last couple of years. But my point to say that is, when was the last time Indianapolis got a PLE?
Didn't they do something big recently?
The Royal Rumble. It was in fucking February. Why didn't they get another PLE in September?
Facts.
Not a fan of that.
You got a very good point. They don't need that.
No, and they're doing it probably to appease because it came out at last minute. And people
but
are
you know what, though?
Oh, they're trying to fight AEW. They're trying to counter AEW. It's not about AEW, bro. I'll tell you what it's about.
It's
about Pat McAfee.
But listen, but it's probably that. It probably is about Pat McAfee, too. But, I mean, I don't think the fans even care anymore that they're doing doubles. Because, look, they're doing a double WrestleMania.
Fans do care about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
fans do care about that. They're not fans.
I mean, but are they buying tickets? Are they ready to go? Yes. Are you willing to go back to Vegas to go to WrestleMania?
Newsflash, I called somebody last week and I said, hey, I don't think we're going to Vegas for WrestleMania, right? I said we're doing something else. Huh?
Vegas is one of your favorite places. No, but I'm just saying. No,
you were both full I called.
You absolutely right. I'm just saying, like, for the show's purposes, hater. Like, you know I'm saying, you would.
I love Vegas. Vegas is I say a lot of places are my second home. You know what I'm saying?
That's my point.
Washington, Orlando, Vegas, New York. But I don't want to go to Vegas. I'm not. Cap, I need to hit you up too. I gotta tell you what the real plans are for WrestleMania, but it's not Vegas. I said I can't do it again. I didn't really enjoy myself. I mean, I had fun. Don't get me wrong. I had a good time.
You say what? I figured that'd be the most fun WrestleMania you ever went.
No, my most fun WrestleMania still was WrestleMania 28 in Miami, Florida. And then I had to say, followed probably by Dallas, Texas, of all places, for WrestleMania 38 was my most fun trips for WrestleMania. If I don't include, I went to Chicago for WrestleMania 39 when it was in Los Angeles, but I had fun, ironically, with the Cap Shea Sawyer here. But and as well as Bad Guy Jack and and Cat We Trust. But the bottom line is, not a fan of returning to places so soon, especially when we don't do house shows like that anymore. Right? They're pretty much a thing of the past. So most places only get like 1 or 2 things a year now, as opposed to maybe 3. A television show and 2 house shows. So it's not the same. So
okay. So now, not looking at those logistics, I understand where you're coming from. I see how it's
you have to spread the wealth, and they're also doing more global tours. You got to spread the wealth.
That's true. There's a lot of people that want to see them. You know what I mean? Correct. I mean, they could.
But that's also why on TV it comes across a little bit better, because it's not as watered down. People are more appreciative. So it's like it's pros and cons to everything. I firmly believe that. But the fact of the matter is, they had Royal Rumble, which was, I think, it sold out like 60, 70,000 people in that fucking stadium, right? Possibly outside, in my opinion, Evolution. Evolution was the best pay-per-view of the year, PLE of the year to me, by far. SummerSlam maybe be a close second, but also I could throw Royal Rumble in there. I think Royal Rumble was very good. I thought Elimination Chamber was good too, but the Royal Rumble was very good. But it was in Indianapolis. They made this big production about it being in Indianapolis, more so than I've seen in most of these, because I didn't understand why. They had Smackdown, they had Royal Rumble. I want to say they had Raw, I don't remember. But now you're going and you're making this damn pay-per-view, bring back WrestlePalooza of all things to what? Appease Pat McAfee? I haven't missed Pat McAfee.
Hang on a second. I'm curious about something. It might be his geographical location, because I think that it's a short drive from a lot of different cities. What
does that mean?
I think that I think it's like just a central location to where a lot of people will go and pay a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever looked at the tickets for Indianapolis? Like, no, but still, like, have you ever paid and looked at the tickets into it? Like, how much is it going to be? Because it might be one of those things where they just try to capitalize bigger. Because you do make a good point. Like, it just doesn't make sense from the outside looking in. But it has to be some type of financial reason for this. You know what I mean?
Financial.
It could just be a good
Pat McAfee. They love Pat McAfee. They already announced that he's going to be at WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis. He took a break because Gunther whooped that ass. I don't care what anybody says. He took a break because Gunther whooped that ass, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sore, I'm tired," and stuff like that. The break turned out to be longer than it was originally planned to be, because the first they said, "Oh, he's off this week." Oh, he's still off. He's still off to no more. Corey Graves is pretty much the Raw color commentator now, right? Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I don't dislike Pat McAfee. I'm actually a fan, but it's not like they're lacking on great commentators right now. I think Corey is fine with Michael Cole. I think my favorite commentating team is not Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. It's actually Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett from Smackdown. I think they're great.
Wade Barrett is a great heel commentator.
He is. Yeah. I forgot what it was, a Smackdown or Raw, was a PLE. It might have been something, I don't know. But when Chelsea Green and them came out and he stood up at attention like this, I lost it. So I guess none of the matches will be amplified on WrestlePalooza. He never asked to a match. He only ever tries to get himself over on commentary. Pat will be there. So Michael Cole's going to be so happy because he loves some Pat McAfee.
They just like him. I mean, he's a good shit talker. That's what they like about him. You know what I mean? He's got that Jerry the King Lawler appeal. Ooh. Excuse me. He does. He's kind of, yeah. I mean, he's certainly better than Jesse Ventura.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
Jesse Ventura had the commentary call of the year he walked out the door while he just called his driver. Loved it.
You're funny. So wait, let's get back to the show. Are you done with your rant?
Yeah, I had to get that out.
All right. So what did you think of Becky Lynch promo? I thought it was pretty cool, actually.
I thought it was fantastic. Let me tell you something. Becky Lynch as a heel is commentary gold to me. She's not good as a face anymore. That time has passed. She's better as a heel. She's better as big time Bex. Oh, stop. She's better as big time Bex. Man is done. Man is so 2019, 2020. Big time Bex is where it's at. Even though she does get a little annoying with her heel rant sometimes when she starts a little stuttering and acting like I don't know, but she's very entertaining. She's very funny. Only to be interrupted by Tiffany Stratton. Later, Nia Jax with the save by Jade Cargill. I'm not exactly sure where all of this is going. I guess it's going to be a triple threat, which they're doing too many triple threats. I think I said this to offline the bad guy Jack not too long ago. WWE is because they're so overcrowded is becoming a triple threat place, a multi-man place. NXT Heatwave is tonight. They have a triple threat match for the number one contendership. And I believe the TNA Women's Championship's on the line and another triple threat. It's a lot of crazy stuff. But the bottom line is Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax has a showdown coming soon. And I'm hoping, even though I'm a fan, I'm a little biased because we know Jade Cargill and myself are, married. But I'm hoping Nia Jax takes her title back because I think it needs to go back to Nia.
Probably. I mean, I guess Nia could use another, but I feel like I feel like that whole setup was just a Jade Cargill promo.
They're trying to get her to, she is over in some circles, but she's not as completely over as they would like her to be. Right now, they're trying to build her up until Bianca comes back as the top baby face on SmackDown. And she really isn't right now. She's at number 3 behind Alexa and Charlotte, but they're in the tag team division, which is fine. But they want, actually, she's number 4 because Tiffany's still a little bit more over than Jade Cargill. So you got to give her credit for that. But
a lot of that felt like they were testing to see Jade's presence. You know what I mean? Because the crowd was so hot that they would just cheer for anything. You know what I mean? So
not anything. Wait till we talk about Logan Paul.
Well, yeah. Listen, that was amazing. That whole thing, but because I'm pretty much talking about the girls right now because
let's go to the next one.
Wait, was the John Cena Logan Paul right after that?
No, it wasn't.
What was right after that? I don't remember that. I saw it 2 days ago.
I just watched it, so you think I remember. I got so much going on.
Facts. When you got so many things, it's like that. You know what I mean?
Sammy Uso was in the back talking to Jimmy Uso. They were interrupted by MFTs.
Now, here's the thing. Now that she's pregnant, this is the first time, because it was always known that they were married, but this is the first time that they mention it, right? Or put them together. One thing that I loved about her promo last week is that she was talking about how the bloodline continues and all this other stuff, right? I wish that she would have been part of the bloodline. And personally, I hope that Becky Lynch joins the Vision in some capacity. Because you notice how Becky Lynch is talking about her hot husband, blah, 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 this and that. You know what I mean?
Because she knows it gets into the heat.
No, but the thing is that, they both champions, for them to be, a power couple in WWE, that's something that I think is evolutionary. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's something, and in my opinion, there's no better couple to do that than Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins at the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And maybe make Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green could do it someday. But, the opportunity is now, and, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? I wish that they would have put Naomi into the bloodline somehow. I think it would have been amazing. But, that time has passed.
Yeah, this is the part where I would have to add on to that. So what Cap's saying here is they both dress the same. They do. Without being on screen together, and I prefer to stay that way. Like they still acknowledge the fact that they're married, they still acknowledge the fact that they love each other, and everything like that. They're not trying to hide it. But I want them to stay separate. They tried to do the thing where they team up on air before, and it did not work out for them at all. I think it's just I think low key in a way that they're not trying to do because they're very supportive. You can tell the love they have for each other and the admiration they have for each other. But I think they low key try to one up each other.
I mean, no, but like that was when they were baby faces. As heels, oh come on, man, this would be amazing. It would be like another like Triple H and Stephanie McMahon type of faction ruling. Yo, come on, they could do all kinds of shit with this. I'm telling you, like as a heel, because as a baby face, I understand what you're saying. But as a heel, oh man, they could rule kingdoms. And mind you, one of the biggest like boos that she got when she was like, "My hot American husband." I thought that was great.
She was getting booed regardless. She was getting booed regardless.
Yeah.
You know what? It's so funny. We were talking about the Sammy Uso and Jimmy Uso segment, and somehow we end up right back into Becky Lynch and her segment. But
no, I mean because the one thing they have in common is that they're married and they're wrestling. You know what I mean? But anyway, like speaking about Jimmy Uso, shout out to Big Jim. Congratulations. You know what I mean? I don't know. Is that his first time? Is that their first? Is that his first time?
Hold on, just a second. What are we congratulating Jimmy Uso on?
You know what I'm saying? The boys can swim. You feel me? Like he landed. He landed the plane. Yeah. Like, what you mean? What you talking about?
Like, I'm saying we're congratulating this man for trying to ruin his wife's career. That's what we're doing. Okay, you really had to go find that.
They creating the baby Uso. Okay, why are you hating?
Why? Let's discuss it. Let's discuss what really happened. Right? Let's discuss what really happened. I'm glad we're talking about these couples.
What's wrong with that?
We're talking about these couples, right, on air. Okay, let's talk about these couples. So, name who's always been popular. Name who's always been popular and always has been over, or at least for the last 8-9 years or whatever like that. But she is arguably, and really, I don't think people can make much of argument, but arguably was about to be on the run of her life. Run of her life. I was there at Evolution when she won that championship. Big time. No shot towards Becky Lynch, but big time moment. Cutting a great heel promos. Got a phrase, which does happen a lot in wrestling, but not as often as you may think. Got a phrase that was so fucking corny. Over. Proceed with caution. Right? Yeah. Came out with the caution tape looking ridiculous, looking like a hot mess. So much this man thought the first time she did it, she was paying tribute to Owen Hart. I'll never forget that day.
Straight up.
Right.
Enough is enough. It's time for a change.
Yeah, it was told that she was going to get this big push, because normally not all the time, when somebody gets the title put on them, they know a little while in advance. Jimmy Uso, on the other hand, on SmackDown, floundering, trying to get little scraps from anything that he could with anybody involved in the bloodline, because everybody that used to be in the bloodline at one point in time is more over than Jimmy Uso. Jimmy's out there to take L's. He's still popular because of his last name, but he's out there to take L's. Did anybody ever see Robin Hood, the animated movie from 1973? Guy comes out looking homeless. Homes for the poor. That's Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso was told by Naomi in her excitement, I'm getting this huge world title push. I'm going to win the championship at the best PLE of the year by far. I was there. I loved it. Me and my daughter. All of a sudden, she's pregnant. After all these years, all of a sudden, now she's pregnant. Let me tell you how I know this is a premeditated plan by Jimmy Uso. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm going to tell you why this is a premeditated plan. Jimmy and Naomi have been married for years. Years. Damn well sure it pretty much been a decade. All of a sudden, if you look at her tweets, in the last couple months, she's been ruining her hair, saying Big Jim laid it on her. I love when he does this. I love when he does that. I guaranteed he was out there doing the most now because he wanted to get her pregnant because he didn't want a Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins situation in that household. He wanted to be the head of the table. He got her ass pregnant on purpose, Vic. I'm telling you, I ain't a doubt in my mind he did that shit on purpose because he wanted to stop her momentum because he's upset that he can't get like his brother. His brother was supposed to tag with him. His brother said, hell no, I don't want to go. Sammy said, okay, I'll go because that's why Sammy's on SmackDown. Jay didn't want to go. And Jimmy took it out on Naomi. And Naomi may have enjoyed every second. That might be why she's pregnant. But I'm telling you, it was not planned by anybody but Jimmy Uso. That is my next rant. Damn it, Shay. She was right.
First of all,
tell me he tried. He tried.
First of all,
he probably went to go see a doctor.
Okay.
Probably slipped a few, a few grams.
First of all, her body, her choice. She could easily just have an abortion if she wanted to.
Yeah, she wanted to. I mean, that's
if she
true.
wanted to.
But she wanted to,
but she probably wanted to get pregnant. So the thing is that you making it seem like he was doing it some type of malicious way. They could have put on condoms. They could have used birth control. There's tons of birth control.
Excuse me.
They could have. No, I mean, like, here's the thing. If they were, if
people poke holes in condoms,
they do.
People switch out the birth control for placebos.
They do. That's true. But the thing is, she could just go get an abortion and it could be all done, right? Also, what she can do is that they can angle her as to being hurt and not be so public about it. But they're doing this whole big thing where Jimmy Uso's getting hugs from everybody, and Trinity's going out there cutting these massive promos. Talking about like, yeah, Big Jim put it in, this and that.
So Naomi's pregnant. Naomi's off of TV, right? Right?
Yeah, I mean, no.
Who's getting all the congratulations? Who's getting all the hugs?
I mean, both of them. I mean, well, yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's Naomi. I'm talking about on air and all that stuff. Now that Naomi's gone, because she's not going to come back on TV for a while. Who's getting all of them?
Jim.
Exactly.
Oh, because
his stock goes up now.
Of course.
His stock goes up now. It's all part of the plan.
But he did
this shit on purpose.
Okay. So you saying he's a parasite like Logan Paul?
No. First of all, Logan's not a parasite. But second of all, he did this stuff not to be a parasite. He's using the unborn child to put himself over. Hey, it's a brilliant move, Jimmy. I got nothing but love, respect. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta find out how can you stand out. Solo got them. Jay got them.
Shay got a point.
Got the OTC. What does Jimmy have to make him stand out? He has nothing.
You read what Shay saying? She got a point.
She said she didn't think it was possible for her to get pregnant because of all the issues she had. So I'm sure she felt this is a miracle and didn't want to miss exactly why she will never get the abortion. Okay. And exactly why she's very happy.
Okay. So how is this a malicious plan? They're happy that they can have a baby. And mind you, I didn't even know those.
I never said Naomi wasn't happy. Never said it. I said Jimmy did it on purpose. I never said she wasn't happy.
Okay.
She's thankful. I'm sure she's grateful. And congratulations. Hey, as a father too, I will tell you, having children is a blessing. They annoy the hell out of me, but having children is a blessing. Love them wouldn't change a thing about it. But Jimmy did that shit on purpose.
You're just mad because Naomi finally had a good storyline.
Well, that's true. That's true. I've always been a big Naomi fan. I've always been a big Naomi fan. I loved every single one of her Royal Rumble returns, which is going to be another one 2027. I loved every single one of her Royal Rumble returns, and I felt like she deserved a push for the longest time. Big fan of Naomi. And like I said, I'll keep going back of it because I love that PLE so much. If all the PLEs I've ever been to, PLE/pay-per-views, all the wrestling events that I lost count, I cannot count, I will not count. Evolution is in my top 5. I went there with the great Mike Knox and our daughters, and we had and we were across the street from Beyonce concert. Cowboys all around, cowboy hats all around, heels and everything like that. But I loved that trip so much, and I love that moment for Naomi. Naomi and Jade tore the house down as well. People acted like that should have been an event. But anyway, the bottom line is I think Jimmy did it on purpose. But you saw he was backstage. He got a pop. They talked about it. It added to the Sammy Uso storyline. And so, look, Sokoa. What's the next thing that happened on SmackDown? Sympathetic villain.
What was the next thing that happened on SmackDown? Oh, wait, wasn't it the whole thing with Michin?
He went to some fertility clinics.
Fertility. Well, they probably did.
Let me tell you something. He went to the island of relevancy, right? He found what he needed to continue the bloodline.
So you saying that Jimmy Uso's trash? That's what you're saying?
What?
He's trash? He's trash.
Not going to him. You talking about in the ring? No, he's not trash. But like I said before, in wrestling, especially in WWE, right? If you want to be over, if you want to get on that next level, you have to do something or say something or be something that truly stands out. And when he was with the Bloodline, he was main event of WrestleMania because he was in the Bloodline, and that was arguably one of the most popular and best factions of all time, right? But since they broke up, what has he done to stand out? It's not like he's bad. I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's bad. I'm a fan of Jimmy Uso. I like his music. I think his music is underrated. But he is far beneath, realistically, believably, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso and even Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. He really is.
Yokozuna.
He's out there. He's out there as a backup cheerleader for Jacob Fatu. That's what he's used for.
I don't know. I'm not really feeling the Solo's group. He just looks looks like a guy with a bunch of security.
We'll talk about that when we get to Street Profits.
All right.
We don't want cross.
So now let's talk about.
Let's address this comment right here. I know I said it won't be on long because I'm tired as hell, but that's fine. Energy, and then I'll regret it. But because I wore it tonight, we want Cross to stop appearing on my timeline. That's what I want Cross to do. Cross does not. He doesn't move needles, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, he's moving needles in GCW right now.
Oh, okay. Where's GCW located?
Somewhere in the Northeast.
Okay. And what does it stand for?
Huh?
No. Well, I guess that needle was smooth, right? Because you know the name of the group. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Cap. I don't know why we keep talking about Cross. The man, let me tell you, when he left, he was hoping for an R-Truth comeback. He wanted everybody to start chanting, "We want Cross," much like Mad Dog Kelly. Love Mad Dog Kelly. Can catch him on
it's crazy.
They wanted him to chant. They wanted the fans to chant, "We want Cross." People were like, "Huh? What? Yeet?" Nobody cares. I will tell you, Mad Dog Kelly, anybody's listening, the reason why he was let go, not fired, but they did not go after him completely, is not just because they only wanted him and not his wife. It's not really just because of that, because they'll hire people in a heartbeat for their spouses. It's because he's not well liked backstage. Don't know why I keep saying that and how many times I can say it. You can tell the man was not like that backstage because how many feuds has he been in and how many of them actually ended? Or were they quietly dropped? I'm telling you, he was not he was very contentious backstage. He's not missed.
I think he's one of those people that like has had a lot of potential, and then they just dump so much into him that now he's like a disappointment to them. But I think that him going back into the indie scene is what's best for him.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
He can write his own narrative. That's what a lot of people like doing. You know, and honestly speaking, he can really, and I don't even think he is, but he really can go AEW. That's a perfect place for him. They love cancers.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I think that Ricochet is doing very, very well right now, because I feel like the Karrion Kross is like another Ricochet. You know what I mean?
I do believe Ricochet is on the best trajectory he has had in his entire brand career, but he's still not a main eventer. He's still really, even though he can tell he's having more fun, and I think he's more entertaining, but he's still in his very same position he was in when he was a WWE.
Of course he is, but the bottom line is just that, like, look, more than anything, Ricochet is about good matches and a lot of flips and a lot of that. His promos was never really the best, right? So the stage that he's on, now that he's writing them, you know what I mean? But like, you know, he's never gonna be a promo guy. He's just always an in-ring guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot like AJ Styles. Like AJ Styles
can cut a promo though.
Now
he always could. Now he was never the best.
Now he can. The best. Like back in TNA, he was a good one-liner. You know what I mean? But the shit is that, like, you know, there's certain people like Swerve Strickland and I would even say Chris Jericho that, like, just, you know, kind of like reinvented themselves in AEW. Even John Moxley. I think John Moxley is a perfect example of that.
If you think about the amount of people who left WWE at one point in time, or one reason or the other, and went to AEW, only 3 of them really have done something, and that is Swerve, Moxley, and Tony Storm. Right? Not including Jericho, but have done, like, their career, I feel like, has done better in AEW. And those are those 3 people. I might be forgetting 1 or 2 people, but those are the main 3 people I'm talking. I don't agree with Claudio. Some people try to argue me down before Claudio.
Nah, definitely not.
I don't believe that. Yes, he looks more intimidating somewhat in AEW, but he really was better in WWE. I'll stand on that. Great. But
I mean, I thought it was going to be that way for Rusev.
Rusev, no, because Rusev doesn't get along with everybody else, but not like Cross. When Cross goes to AEW, man, should have a stinker match with Will Ospreay, they will figure it out. Yes, because he's not going to be able to match. Nor will he want to match Will Ospreay's. Okay, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna flip, and then I'm at no sell, and I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna sell, but then I'm gonna get up again, flip again, and then no sell. We're just gonna keep going. That's not Cross's way of going things. But let's talk about SmackDown some more.
Right. So, Miz. Let's talk.
Who was super over, right?
Let's talk.
I love you, Dublin. Y'all gave respect to the most must-see wrestler in history.
I mean, the Miz is like a legend already. You know what I'm saying?
No, let's not say already, because he's been in the business a while.
Yeah, no, but my point is just that, like, at this point in his career, I feel like he's just getting people over.
Yes.
I don't know,
as he should.
No, I mean, I don't know, because clearly all of these shenanigans are going to lead to a breakup in a Carmelo Hayes and Miz fight, right? But I don't know if this is going to help Carmelo Hayes. Because I keep it a buck. Listen, Trick Williams is more famous than Carmelo Hayes right now.
Incorrect.
Nah, bro. Trick Williams is like a really good heel and going all over the place and doing all of these things. And my opinion,
what makes him more famous though? He's more over to his niche of crowd, but he's not more famous. But I see what you're not. Let me not.
Listen, no, I mean, like, look, Carmelo Hayes just feels stale. He just feels stale.
I was thinking that when he came out. If they're going to do something with Melo, and they put him with Miz, because Miz is very good with getting people over. The only negative I will say about Miz, Miz, you're my favorite. Most people get over with Miz, but at the same time, most people's career high point is when they were with Miz, right? And then they end up feuding with Miz. And then that feud ends, then almost everybody that Miz has ever been paired with, you can sit here and see what their career was, and their peak was when they were feuding with Miz. They were Damian Sandow, Alex Riley, just to name a couple, right? I would sit there and say the Mr. Raj, including Bo Dallas. The only reason I can Bo Dallas is somewhat over right now, honestly speaking, I know it sounds fucked up, it's because of his brother, right? Sorry. But besides that, it was with the Miz. Ciampa, I don't think ever truly has gotten his over on the main roster except for when he was with the Miz and he got injured. But I would say all that to say, Melo is a star and he needs to get his flowers. And the only way to do that is to pair him up because there's something missing from them. That they want to try to get, and they feel like they can get it. Miz can get it out of them, and Miz can.
It's been a while already, bro.
It has been. It's been over a year. It's been a year and a half.
Been a while,
but it needs to happen quickly because when Trick comes to the main roster,
that's a wrap.
They're going to put Melo back with Trick, and this time it's going to look completely opposite.
I mean,
it's going to be it's going to be Melo being Trick's sidekick.
I personally feel like Obafemi is more over than Carmelo Hayes. Like, I just don't feel
Obafemi definitely is more over than Carmelo Hayes. By far. Okay. Let me address this comment real quick till we get back to that. I want to talk more about the Oba thing. I've heard that John Cena wants to face Jericho before Cena retires. So the problem with that is Jericho's contract ends in December. Where did you hear that at, man?
No, that's going around in the rumor sites and the rumor mills, and like people are saying that like at the end of the year they might close the year with Jericho and Cena.
No, WWE's not going to lose Carmelo in the immediate future, but I mean, it's a possible. Yeah, you should be scared, Shay. But I think they do see a future in him, and they want him to succeed. It's just trying to figure out why. I don't see Cena. Well, it's not going to happen with Cena and Jericho, but
I mean, like
Cena named. We'll talk about it in the promo. Cena named who he wanted to face, and I'm not saying he would have named Jericho because Jericho's at AEW, of course, technically right now. But I just don't. It's not like I know John Cena. I just don't see that being one of his. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, in his early part of his career, he had a feud with Jericho, but and it was good. I love their SummerSlam match they had. I think in 2005, I believe it was. But I just no, I don't see that. What's the next one? Oh yeah, so they won. They beat. Who did they beat?
The Motor City Machine Gun.
Oh,
which got a nice little pop.
For once, look, they were in Dublin. If they were in Dublin, Georgia, see what I did there? I don't think they would have had it. But I like it and I don't like it. And let me tell you why.
What?
Because we have this tag team division we've been building all year. Banger matches at SummerSlam, banger matches at Smackdown after WrestleMania with this division. Great teams. Fraxium, Street Profits, Los Garza, DIY. I'm not a fan of them, but they're a good tag team. Same thing with Motor City Machine Guns. I hated Andrade and Rey Fenix being thrown in there because they had enough tag teams. You don't need this make-believe team to come in. Facts. I hate the fact, and I'm a Miz fan, I hate the fact that Miz and Melo get together and they beat not only the Motor City Machine Guns, who's been a tag team for decades, right? But they also beat Fraxium, who was so dominant in NXT and did such a great job that I used to hate them, and they made a believer out of me. Fraxium, in my opinion, should be the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I'm sorry, the WWE Tag Team Champions. Like I've never been a fan of that type of booking, but I see why they're doing it, but I've just never been a fan. And no, I'm not going to start. I'm not going to down the Motor City Machine Guns more than I did. The SmackDown television is the best it's ever been. And they do have terrible champions. 100% correct. And that's another problem I have. Like, why are they the champions? You have all these great tag teams. Yes, they have a hard time getting over outside of them flying from tables. But why do you have these teams that don't deserve the titles to be in there? And why do you have these teams that don't deserve to be a team beating established well teams? Can't stand it. Have not been a fan of this book.
Okay.
Yeah, so MFT versus the Wyatts. No one wants to see that. This is not even about you necessarily, Matt. This is period. No one wants to see the MFTs, who we're going to talk about, Solo's group, right? No one wants to see them against the Wyatts because nobody gives a crap about the Wyatts.
You know what I think the problem is?
Yeah, please tell me, what's the problem?
the main focus is on the tag belts, and nobody really has a story. I think the only story that they really, I think that because like the Motor City Machine Guns don't have a story; they just show up and wrestle. At this
100% agree with what Cap's saying here. They did all that work. All that work. The Royal Rumble matches, Elimination Chamber, the SmackDown, TLC matches. All of a sudden, the Wyatts come, because they got 4 or 5 people, and they get this nostalgia feel because of the Wyatt family. When the Wyatt 6 debuted, I said, hey, it was a cool look, but what can they do in the long run that's not a gimmick that can get over for the long run, because you're not going to scare everybody like that. Chad did as much as he could to get him over. So did the Miz, really, but you can't do that with everybody. Not in a real feud. And as much as I love Bray Wyatt, who I think is good, I've always said Bray Wyatt had good feuds, but never had good payoffs. Ever had good payoffs. Always good feuds. Bo Dallas talks, dresses, and works too much like Bray Wyatt to me. To me, it's like carbon copy, and it's like you need to find a way to differentiate yourself. Hey, whoever you're involved with, get them pregnant. That's what Jimmy Uso did.
I mean, I think that he should be more like Adam Cole type, where they're all getting championships, because you don't necessarily see
who
Nikki Cross fighting too much by herself.
Nikki Cross hasn't wrestled since 2012. I don't understand what's going on. Like,
what I'm talking about.
Legitimately has not been in a match since she joined the Y6, and it's been 2 years.
That's my point. Like, she's not that, like, she's just a part of the group. She's not like,
she wasn't even in the Royal Rumble. She wasn't even an Evolution.
Look at that. You know what I mean?
I noticed that. Like,
I have a pin laying around from when she won Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying?
Terrible Money in the Bank winner.
And she was almost the superhero. Like,
terrible gimmick. Terrible win of the Money in the Bank. She was one of the worst champions we had.
Oh my God.
And Charlotte tried to help get her over it. Like, it was just really bad. But Nikki's a great talent.
She really is.
But it's just that for some reason she never, and I don't know what really hurt her, because she was so great at NXT, that gimmick, but she never became over on the main roster. But she's a tremendous worker.
No, she only had one gimmick that got her over, just looking crazy. And so now I think they just.
But she did.
But they're not.
She did
but
look crazy.
And here's the thing: like, she could do that now, but they're not using her as a single, right? Like,
they're not using her as anything.
No, because personally, look, I think that American Made could work. Like, two of them could win the tag titles. I mean, what's the Pitbull's name? The Pitbull girl. You said it. Ivy now could win like a mid-card title, and Chad Gable could win the World Heavyweight Championship type shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I think that's one of the best ways. I think that's one of the best ways to build the stable. I think they could definitely do that with the Wyatt 6, but for some reason they just focused on the tag titles. And the tag titles is the story. Like, nobody has a story. Like, the Street Profits don't have a story. The Motorcycle Machine Guns don't have a story. The Ciampa and Johnny Gargano don't have a story. They're just all chasing the tag titles, and that's it. Like, there's no feud. There's no problem. There's no status. Like, there's no static. That's what needs to happen. They need to write for them, not just have them all, because it all feels like just filler for the tag titles as opposed to anything else. Does that make sense?
100%.
Anyway, let's talk about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, because we talk too much and we haven't even gotten to John Cena and Logan Paul yet. So Chelsea Green is just awesome, because she's just like the center heel of all of this, right? Piper Niven, and we all know how much I love me some Piper Niven. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a cutie. But anyway, Charlotte Flair, the greatest female wrestler of all time. as Mike Knox would say. They had an interesting match, and mind you, like the things that Piper Niven can do that just seem impossible. She kind of has like this Vader appeal, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes I see Piper Niven and it's just like, oh, it's Vader time. You feel me? But anyway, this match was pretty good. I mean, it was filler for what they're doing with. And wait a minute, what happened to Alexa Bliss?
Storyline wise, she was put on the shelf, not cleared to go this week because she was injured last week by Piper Niven. I don't know what happened in real life.
Okay. Because I was wondering if they were going to strip them of the titles as well.
You know, Sabrina Estella used to say that those tag team titles were cursed, and I used to always say, "Come on, curses don't exist."
Listen,
but
man,
if you look at the history behind those tag team titles, there's been a lot more times that I can count where somebody's been injured mid run.
Those titles have led to controversy. Those titles have led to like all kinds of crap. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm glad they haven't scrapped them.
Facts.
I'm glad they haven't scrapped them because I feel like that division has done a good job at times. They've created a lot of moments at times. They've main evented those titles main evented pay-per-views, you know, let alone television shows. So I really I'm glad that they're putting it out there. But the only thing, the talking point about this match, which was a solid match, you hit the nail on the head, was the fact that Charlotte took it out. You know, which does not happen too often. And I mean, well, actually, it happens a lot because she's a 14-time champion, so she lost 14 times. But does not happen as much as you may think, especially to somebody who's not like a main event player like Piper Niven, who does not get that many W's. So I was very happy to see it, whether it was shenanigans behind it. Shout out to Cap We Trust. Whether it was shenanigans behind it or not, I did like to see that because it wouldn't make sense for Charlotte to win that match and there was 3 of them outside and she had no backup. So good job to them for that. And I'm interested in seeing the tag team title match next week. Now, we know Charlotte and Alexa are not going to lose those titles, but I'm interested in seeing the match.
I mean, but you know what? What's interesting about those titles is that I think that that's like the only nomadic title in WWE.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
What?
They were in Dublin yesterday, and I didn't even think about this. So I'm going to give some credit to somebody I usually don't give credit to like that. They were in Dublin yesterday, and Chelsea Green was there. And not yesterday, day before. NXT Heatwave is tonight, right? And that's in Lowell, Massachusetts. So she flew from Dublin over back to the States just to fly back out to France next week. I'm pretty sure she'll be in France next week. So that's a workhorse. So Chelsea, that's a kudos to you because you'll probably be in NXT in Orlando on Tuesday too. But you live in Orlando, so it's not that tough. But that's very impressive. I just want to say
to travel like that, yeah, I feel you. But anyway, what I was saying before is like that. You know that the title might be cursed, but I think it's one of the most interesting titles in the company because it's nomadic. Like it goes across just about every brand, and storyline wise, just about anybody could compete for it. You know what I mean? So I think they should just use it since it's on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I definitely think they should pop up at NXT and even fuck around and go to TNA just to get that stuff over. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think
I see them possibly popping up on NXT, maybe. Because Charlotte's mine popping up on NXT. And Charlotte lives here. I don't think Alexa does. But I know Charlotte does. I don't see Charlotte Flair in TNA. I just don't. I don't see it happening. But I mean, it would be cool. I love the partnership. I really do. I watched some TNA stuff this past Thursday, and I thought it was really cool to see them in there. And I think Trick and JC Jane have been doing a fantastic job.
Facts.
Fantastic.
Facts. They really are. They're definitely getting that over. But it's crazy because there literally is wrestling every day of the week now. And prior to TNA, like you know what I mean? It's like every single day now. Like, and it's
Raw,
wild.
NXT, Dynamite, Impact, SmackDown, Collision. If you count that. Collision, and then Sunday, you might have a pay-per-view or PLE. It might also be on Saturdays, but still.
And mind you, like it's
definitely
crazy.
have it at least 6 days out the week. You definitely
it's just crazy to me how much we've evolved, because like I'm old enough to remember leaving on the cable box, turning off the TV, switching the channel to WCW because it had the third hour, and leaving the videotape recorded so I could watch it in the morning. And now there's wrestling every single day.
People might hate me for being a wrestling fan when I say this, but it's too much for me. I can't watch it.
No, I mean, like it's
you get Raw, SmackDown for me. No, but most of the time NXT, and occasionally you might see me hop on a Dynamite. But that's.
I mean, I feel like it's just too much for life.
Can't watch Evolve.
It's hard to keep up. You know what I mean? Shit, to watch Evolve, that's another one.
All my friends play video games. I have all these video game systems. I hardly ever touch them. They're like almost all brand new. I can't. I don't have time.
That's why I use my phone.
And the jobs, and then this, the kids. I just don't have time.
I mean, that's why I use my phone, because I only play in my commute. You know what I mean? It's life be life, and then you don't got time for it, even though you want to. You want to have this big arcade and do all this stuff, but life gets in the way. But anyway, on to the next match. The next match is actually the promo of the century. No, I'm just kidding. But this was
a very good promo.
It was definitely a good little back and forth. And I certainly think that I certainly think that Logan Paul is helping John Cena get back into his white meat baby face era. Because John Cena destroyed Logan Paul. Oh my God,
I don't know about destroying Logan Paul.
Yeah, when he smashed those Prime bottles and called him a parasite. Listen, and told him like all he's doing is looking at what he can take, and all he had is 23 matches, and he just shut him down, bro. He shut him down royally. Like, I know he made him feel like crap, and that little punch at the end of the night, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that whole shit was just interesting, to say the least, because wow. Wow. Oh man, all that shit was just great. How did you like this whole segment? And mind you, like, when Logan Paul had some good freaking hitters too.
He did.
He had some good hitters.
It wasn't like he didn't give any at all. He did a very good job, and I say this all the time. I think Logan Paul's just a star, man. I really do. He's adapted so well into the wrestling scene. Now, I don't know if he's a Raw superstar or SmackDown superstar now, but he's adapted so well into the scene. And I think I said it earlier this year. I thought Logan Paul and John Cena should have been the match at WrestleMania. I thought it made the most sense, because I know the two have a tremendous amount of respect for each other, and I think Logan Paul is the perfect heel for John Cena, because Logan Paul is arguably, and I say arguably because we're in an era, and we have been for the last 2-3 years now, where we have so many great heels. But Logan Paul is arguably the biggest heel in wrestling. Arguably, you might say MJF. You might say MJF. I think people sleep on Solo Sikoa. Seth Rollins will probably tell you it's him. It's really not, because he's still super over and popular by a lot of people. He comes out, he does not get booed. He gets cheered.
Yeah, because he's too respected to get booed.
Correct. Like he's at that. He's getting to that level. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton level. Like Randy Orton, people are like, oh, he's better than heel. He should be heel. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Randy Orton's a heel. People still going to cheer and sing his song. That's just how it is. Because he's beyond that point to now. He can come out and be a heel for a cup of coffee, depending on who he's wrestling, but he can't stay a heel. Logan Paul is a heel, and he doesn't make any apologies about being a heel. I love this promo. I love the fact that John Cena was able to do it, and I'm glad for these last 10 appearances he has, he's back to being a babyface. Look, he gone on record saying that the heel thing did not work. It failed. People didn't like it. It was all right. I understand why, if you're in your last year, you want to try something different because you don't want to go in and say, "What if I actually turn heel one time?" But this is the John Cena people love.
I personally think it worked out perfectly, to be honest with you. Like if you look at it, from like an eagle eye view, I think that long term it really worked out because this is something that the fans wanted for a long time. And the way that it was done, at least the things that he was saying and like the mannerisms that he took, especially with the whole in-ring thing that he kind of took from Shane McMahon, like that I thought was just beautiful. And mind you, he kept that. Even though he modified it a little bit with this, but he kind of kept that, the unseen 17, and he has his announcer now and saying all of these things and like, calling himself the greatest of all time. Like he kept all of that. And I think that long term people will appreciate this little heel run that he did.
It was a good experiment. It was a good experiment. But he needs
to people wanted it for a long time.
Correct. Which is why he needed to do it, because they were like, "Oh, he never turned heel. We did this with this." Well, now you've seen it, right?
Yep.
He did it. Yep. It was enjoyable. Ends like this, Logan Paul, perfect heel, especially when you're setting up the Brock Lesnar. Now, is Brock Lesnar going to be his final match? I doubt it. I think they're going to have a match at Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. But I don't know who John Cena's last match is going to be. That's always speculation. Who's going to be? You have rumors. But one thing that I will tell you is not going to be, and those are the people that John Cena named today, or Friday, I should say. He said he wanted to wrestle Dirty Dominic Mysterio, which he sees Dominic Mysterio as a possible future of this company. Who I agree. Who I also didn't mention as being the top heel in this company because he's been getting cheered a lot lately. A lot. But Dirty Dom is very good.
You know what though? But Dirty Dom is the male Charlotte Flair. And what do I mean by that? And that was probably a bad choice, but it's similar. You know why? Because
I can't wait to hear
what I mean to say this is that in the beginning, she was very much in her father's shadow. And in the beginning, the same thing with Dominic Mysterio. He was tagging with his father, the first father-son tag team champions, the Mysterios, this whole thing. And then he became heel, and now he solidified himself as just a guy that could really put on a good show. He still has that whole storyline with his father, where his father's a deadbeat dad and this and that. He's using the whole thing of Eddie Guerrero to keep Eddie Guerrero's legacy alive, which we're talking about a guy that's been dead for 20 years. And mind you, him and AJ Styles created magic with that whole match and the symbolism and just remembering Eddie and all of that. I mean, this kid understands the business very, very well, and he's getting respected for it, and he deserves everything that he has. And like I said, again, he is definitely out of his father's shadow. He's only 27 years old. His father just got into the Hall of Fame, and his father's only 48, 49. So
father's 50.
Look, I know, but my point is that they're young.
His father needs to retire.
No, he probably should. But the thing is, and now the other thing is that his father, and what I think is going to happen is his father's going to end up just running AAA in some capacity. Because him introducing Conan to the Hall of Fame, to me, that said a lot. You know what I mean? And now that AAA is completely involved and owned by WWE, I think that's definitely the direction where Rey Mysterio is going to go. But Dominic Mysterio is an American Mexican, and he's got his güerita.
Definitely American.
And the thing is, like, yeah, he's like another Sammy Guevara. You know what I mean? Like he's yeah, and straight up. He's good at promos. He understands the crowd. He knows how to get boos. He knows, I mean, the guy is just really, really good. But anyway, my point is just that just like Charlotte Flair, he is out of his father's shadow, like they were before.
John Cena also mentioned the Usos. I'm not sure how that was going to happen, but it's not.
I mean, but those are other people that are out of their father's shadows.
Correct. Usos, I think, been out of their father's shadow for a little while, but he did get a chance to face Jey Uso at a PLE recently when he teamed with Logan Paul against Jey Uso, and I believe it was Cody Rhodes. So he did get a little bit of that. AJ Styles is one that I would have loved to see. Dirty Dom would have been nice. But AJ Styles is a match I would love to see. I think if you are doing this tour the way he's been doing it, then AJ Styles would have been great because he had some great matches and feud with AJ Styles. And I think he mentioned one more person. Mad Dog Kelly, you can remind me who that person was. I think he did mention one more person, but AJ Styles is good. Brock Lesnar. A lot of people want to say his last moment should be with The Rock. I think that would have been very good.
I think that's perfect, actually.
Earlier. But, yeah, I'm interested to see who this last moment and last match will be with. I think his last moment should be with The Rock. It should be his last match. His last match, which people might disagree with, should be against Roman Reigns.
Probably. Yeah.
That's the way I would go. Roman, he's never defeated Roman in a one-on-one match. He says, hey, I want my last match to be with you. I need to prove to myself I can defeat you. If I can't defeat you, then it truly is time for me to go. You know, and that's kind of like him passing the torch as the head or the face of the company, biggest star in the company to the biggest star in the company. I saw a lot of people, the modern day, this version, even though they're their own person, like Roman Reigns is obviously his own person, but he's this generation's John Cena to a certain extent to me. Actually, no, I'm sorry. In my opinion, Roman Reigns is this generation's Brock Lesnar.
Facts.
In my opinion.
I'll give you
he
that.
shows up on a part-time basis and he's a box office attraction every time he comes out. Right. And I think that's someone else. I can't remember. But I mean, Randy Orton's the Undertaker to me. Randy Orton's the Undertaker to me.
Okay, I'll give you that. I don't think there is a young John Cena.
Cody Rhodes is the closest you have.
Nah, well, maybe because he does have good promos. But he don't have the mic skills of John Cena.
No one's ever going to be John Cena on the promos because Seth Rollins is Shawn Michaels to me, right? But understand that even though I say Seth Rollins is this generation Shawn Michaels, the next Shawn Michaels, Roman Reigns is the next Brock Lesnar. That doesn't take away from the fact that, yeah, Roman Reigns is this generation's Brock Lesnar, but Roman Reigns is no Roman Reigns. He is the first Roman Reigns. He is Roman Reigns. He might very well said and done what he's done be on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore. And I can see why. His world title reign is in my Mount Rushmore, if not number one. It's the greatest world title reign of all time. I've said that plenty of times. And I put in the chat earlier this week, I would love to do a top 5 years in wrestling. And the reason I said that, because in my opinion, that 2023 run of Roman Reigns in the Bloodline, or it was 2022, I can't remember which one, but that run was one of the best years ever in wrestling history, 2022 and 2023. Ironically, the last 2 years of Vince McMahon, 2022 and 2023 was one of the greatest. Actually, 2022. That's it. That's the year. That can't beat that year. Bloodline peak. Almost every SmackDown in that summer was similar.
That's true.
No, that was 2023. That was 2023.
Because you know what?
Everybody just kept kicking them.
You really wanted to see what was going to happen, what was going to happen single week. It was like, yeah, that's true. What crazy shit is the Bloodline going to do? Who's going to betray Roman this week? How is he going to get back at him? You know what I'm saying? It was just, it was amazing. I still, one of the greatest times I had in New York, and I always have a good time in New York. I'll be there in October. Is we're at HLG and y'all watching Jey Uso kick Roman Reigns. You know, which was supposed to be the number one moment of history. A lot of people say it's too recent. I agree with it, but I can see why and the significance of it because it still gives me goosebumps. It was a great moment. I saw the other day when Jimmy Uso kicked Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. You know, that came out of nowhere. You know, he mushed Jay, and all of a sudden. Yep. I remember we was like, oh
shit. And half the crowd was looking at your phone, right? As opposed to what was going on in the ring. They probably hated us, but it was an amazing moment.
Oh my God. I was surprised I was the only one doing that though, which is weird.
Correct.
Anyway.
Kat, you are 129% correct. WrestleMania 40, since WrestleMania 40, and I can't blame Cody. I can't blame Cody. Cody was trying to finish his story, and most wrestling fans, that's why I said with Karrion Kross, once they get the person get what they want, they forget about our truth. You hear me?
Right.
They don't care as much anymore. If they get what they want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
But I always said when Roman loses, Roman was the champion for 1,316 days. No other person has not come that close, and you have not felt stale 100 days into title reign. Cody Rhodes had a year-long title reign. People were waiting for him to drop the title after 2, 3, 4 months, right? They wanted him to lose with Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, blah, 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 blah. Roman Reigns was champion for 1,316 days, and there's still a lot of people out there, including myself, who wanted his title reign to continue.
So now, here's my question. Where's Cody Rhodes?
I think he's shooting films.
Oh, that's what it is. Because
I think he got injured to shoot a film because now, especially after, and we'll talk about this now, Drew McIntyre came out and Randy Orton ended up coming behind and RKOing him because that sets up a feud for them real quick in the interim while Cody's out.
Okay, so why did Cena drop?
Cena dropped the title to Cody to end his heel run and to give the respect and what do you call it? Not tip the hat. What do you call it? Pass the torch.
I know. I get that. I get that. But what's next for Cody is what my question is.
Drew McIntyre comes back.
Okay. But this.
I don't think he's going to be out one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be out one.
Wait, but where's he going to fight Drew McIntyre?
I thought he was supposed to fight him in France. I thought that match was announced, and I could be wrong. That Mad Dog Kelly, just on the comments, if we can refer to that. But if it's not in France, it probably is going to be a WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis.
Okay, that makes sense. Which doesn't make sense. Like, I think that France is a better crowd for that. But hey,
you already have the no, you don't. You already have the triple threat, fatal 4-way world title match. You already have Logan Paul versus John Cena. They only have like 5 matches or some shit. They're pretty stacked. Okay. If you really pay attention to them, they don't have too many PLEs where both the WWE title and the world title on the line at the same time.
I peeped that now. Like, okay, so I guess that's how they alternate. All right. Okay. Because I don't know, man. Like, I'm very curious to see what the hell's going to happen with Cody Rhodes, right? Because he did some heelish moves in the Cena match. And I thought that was like a trickle of something that was going to lead to something. But he kind of hasn't been seen since SummerSlam. You know what I mean? Like, at least not that much. So I'm just like, question mark, what are we doing with the champion? Like, why is the champion not the focal point here anymore? Or the championship? Say what?
Forbidden Door is at 1:00. That's why 0 hours. So Forbidden Door is at earlier time than Heatwave. I know everybody thinks that WWE is trying to counter AEW and everything. So AEW does stuff to try to get away from WWE. It's weird.
WWE has TNA and AAA right now. Like, what are they countering? Like, they have too much wrestling, and then AEW has ROH. Like, there's just so much wrestling. Like, come on, bro. What are you talking about? Everybody's making money. Just let them eat. Okay? Stop that. It's not when they're trying to get people to focus on one channel. You can get 2 phones and then watch them both at the same time. That's it. Like, shoot fly.
Yeah, but if you want to watch Heatwave, you can't watch Forbidden Door at the same time because you're gonna fall asleep.
Man, listen, you're not gonna fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? Just stop it. If you like,
you're about to fall asleep right now. What are you talking about? Look, what else happened on SmackDown? I'll tell you what else.
You know why? Because you love to hate, and we're tired of it. And mind you, you always got the rain cloud, and you don't even notice the rain. It's raining on you over there in the corner. It's been raining on you for a minute.
It just stopped raining. It's sunshine. Hold on, look.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's actually you all get a pleasure and a privilege because this is the last time I am filming from this studio.
Really?
Yeah, I'm moving over. So.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
You're getting bigger space. All right.
Yes. No more roommates.
Nice.
No reason why I'm working 3 jobs. No more roommates.
No, I get that. You need that peace, man. Anyway, what was next on SmackDown?
I don't know. So we're going to the main event.
Yeah, might as well.
There was the Motor City Machine Guns versus the MFTs. I think it was the Street Profits versus the MFTs.
Oh no, it was the Street Profits versus Tangaloa and JC Mateo.
Yeah.
Right. But like JC Mateo and Tangaloa just look like a couple of goons. And they feel like they just have no personality. So I don't know what this is. I feel like I don't know. I mean, what's the feud here? What's the point here? Is this for an opportunity for a tag match? Is that what this is? Like
MFTs want to go after the championship.
Okay.
Right. And that's all it is. They want to go after the championship, but they still have a feud with between Sammy Uso, who's trying to. But here's the thing: the MFTs are a team of 4, and they're losing to people they're losing to one Jacob Fatu, right? And then after that, they lose to Jacob Fatu and Sammy Uso, and then sometimes they throw in Jimmy Uso at the same time. So they look weak. They really do. It only looks like the only credible threat is Solo Sikoa, who I think is entertaining and funny as hell. I would like him to look a little bit more serious at times, like he used to. But I do believe this gimmick has got him over, and he's good. But his group is not it so far. Tala Tonga, yes, you are tall, but you look like you are very limited, and they're doing a good job of trying to hide it. But if to the untrained eye, they do a good job of hiding it. But to the trained eye, you can really see you are lacking.
I want to see if he can cut
this is Street Profits, who they do BFAB back with the Street Profits, and got her away from Miss I Need to go after the United States Championship since the beginning of the year and can't ever seem to win it. Mia Yim.
Oh God.
They came out, they didn't get a pop, but just like every Street Profit match, when they win, they get a huge pop. Everybody does like this. Fun fact: why does Montez Ford do like this? Because originally he used to go like this, and he had to stop it because of Jey Uso. He did this before Jey Uso, to a certain extent, like consistently. And then Jey Uso started doing this, and this got super, super over. So they asked him to stop it.
I mean, if you ever been to a rap concert, all the rappers do that. Like
correct. But he used to go to each corner and do like this.
Listen, Snoop Dogg said you can't see me in doggy style in the 90s.
Well, most of these
you know
quotes,
what I'm saying? Like
most of these quotes was made from somebody else, and then the wrestlers got it more over. I mean, even the yes chant, yeet. Yeah. Jey Uso didn't make yeet.
Exactly.
Daniel Bryan didn't make the yes chant.
Exactly.
Braun Strowman for a while had to get these hands. He clearly didn't make that. So I mean, but Street Profits won, great match. They always have put on a good match. Mia Yim going after United States Championship again. Fine, cool. I'm interested in seeing her and Julia, but at the same time, why don't I see Julia wrestle more? Like she just stands there and lets I forgot her name now. Talk like it's weird. I mean, it's interesting, but it's just not consistent enough for me. And it looks like you have nothing.
It looks corny, but they're trying to get them both over within their character.
Well, it might work to get them over if they were actually out. Other thing we're going to talk about is R-Truth was not able to make it to Dublin, Iowa because not Dublin, Ireland, because he waited to Dublin, Georgia. So I guess he's back to the true R-Truth gimmick, which they kind of teased anyway when John Cena turned back. And Damian Priest comes out to a mildly respectable pop to face Aleister Black. And let me tell you something, this is a much more interesting feud, in my opinion, than Rusev and Shades. What you thought?
Facts. I think they had some indie history. So I think that people are definitely interested. You know, in a way, I think that they're getting each other over.
Possibly. Aleister Black, I think, is doing a very good job of getting himself over. Damian Priest, I feel like it's going down a few notches, quite frankly. But Damian Priest is older than Aleister Black.
Well, you know what, though? I think that, and this goes based on his new merch. Like he has a T-shirt that just says "Wepa" on it, and you know, I think that a lot of his overness now is just concentrated in the Puerto Rican community, as opposed to just being over in general. I mean, I personally don't think he's ever going to be like over like that in general, because like Puerto Ricans are very loyal to each other, right? So like, and mind you, just like I said before. as soon as the Puerto Rican Day Parade passed, they were going to take the belt off of Selena Vega. And what happened? She went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and she didn't last with that title. Same thing with Damian Priest. You know what I mean? But those are the people that are going to buy, you know, all the merch and all the stuff for them and put the representation. Like if you look at Damian Priest's gear, he always has the flag on him somehow, somewhere.
He's also a proud Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, but they're both like hardcore New Yorkers, and like they, you know, when it comes to them, it's about representation, right? So, but my point in saying that is just that, like, I don't think their character is ever going to go necessarily beyond that. You know what I'm saying? As far as like getting over and doing stuff, I think it's you know, like they're going to be hometown people at all times. Like mind you, when they went to Backlash, when they went to Puerto Rico, I've never seen Selena Vega get a pop like that. Not even here in Queens. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen a. You would think that shit would happen, but nah, bro. So, but anyway, I think they're good for each other. Damian Priest.
Main event time. You have the WWE champion Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill in the ring already because you could tell they rushed the end.
Yeah,
I didn't notice. You could tell they rushed the fuck out of it. And Intercontinental champion Becky Lynch and Nia Jax team up. Well, let's just be quick about this. Nia Jax takes the pin from Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton look like, hey, we want the championship. You're not getting the championship. We want the championship. Smackdown ends with Logan Paul taking a cheap shot at John Cena. Whichever version you saw was just different angles, but take different ways.
That whole thing. Man, it's crazy because in the age of exposure, where like kayfabe is dead, for that to become such a big thing on the internet, and then like they reshot it and all this other crap, like damn, it's like wow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I see when somebody slowed it down and we looked at it, but you can do that with any wrestling move, really. I saw why people said it, but they shouldn't have reshot it. It looks very. I hate to use the F word in wrestling, fake, but it just they shouldn't have did it, in my opinion. They should have stuck with the first one. You know, it is what it is. It's not like somebody hasn't done something stupid like that before. So whatever, but you know, they also teased the Brock Lesnar thing. Interested in seeing this match. I'm interested in it.
That was interesting. That whole thing about Brock Lesnar tease was cool. So I'm definitely curious.
I marked out when Brock Lesnar came back at SummerSlam. I was very excited to see him.
That was the most unexpected thing of the year, in my opinion.
I had a feeling. I was looking more for Rock than Brock, but I had a feeling he was coming back soon because they mentioned him once or twice more than they usually do. But it's always good to hear Brock. Hey, like I've said it for years. You know, as much as people may hate on him sometimes, in my opinion, he's a GOAT. But as much as people hate on him sometimes, you never heard that, and it's not a pop. Never. And it just is. It's been like that since he's returned in 2012, 13 years ago. He's always going to get that. The place can be dead silent, and as soon as you hear that, people are on their feet. And that's just how it is. That's why he makes the big bucks. All right, well, that's the end of SmackDown.
And wait, hold up. I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's everything. That's everything. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a good time. I mean, SmackDown was good. I thought it wasn't bad. You know, especially the way that John Cena cooked Logan Paul. That parasite. But shout out to Dublin because Dublin was cool. They should go back to Dublin. I would even go to a show over there. That looks, and mind you, I think in the beginning of the show they have like 9,000 pubs or something like that, which is interesting. I'd like to go to some of those pubs, but yeah. So now you can go to sleep, and mind you, I mean, so like, thank you everybody, and have a good week of wrestling. Peace out.